The flowers that have been growing in the garden this year are really pretty, and amazingly, a lot of these are edible as well as looking beautiful on the table. What we have here are two examples of types that you could eat that you've grown in the garden. These are the violas and the nasturtiums. Now, one thing I want to caution you about is that you need to make sure that wherever you get these, you have gotten them from a pesticide-free environment. You also want to rinse them off to make sure that dirt is removed. You do that very, very gently. One place you don't want to use them from is from a florist shop, because they will have used chemicals and pesticides there that you won't have control over. If you aren't growing them yourself, some farmers markets may have them. You also sometimes can get them through mail order, and there are a few places in the state of Oklahoma where you can actually buy them in supermarkets. So you may want to keep your eyes open if you don't have a supply of your own. Now also, when you pick them makes a difference. Picking them first thing in the morning, just as soon as the dew has evaporated, is going to be the best time. You want to pick those that are fully opened or just about to open. Those that have gone a little bit beyond that won't be as flavorful. They may actually be a little bit too bitter in some instances, so you'll want to watch out for that. Then if you're not going to use them right away, the recommendation is that you put them in a little glass or a dish of water and submerge their stems, just like you would if the kids were bringing in a handful of dandelions and you want to keep those nice for a little while. You do the same thing here. The best way to go is put them in the refrigerator. Now, leaving the stems on is fine while you're taking care of them for storage, but once you're ready to eat them, you're going to want to remove the stem, because the stem is not edible. It's not digestible, and it's a little bit woody as well. So just remove that stem, pinch it off as close to the flower or the leaf as possible. Now, some leaves as well as the flowers are edible as well. Again, removing the stem. This is the nasturtium leaf. It's got a little bit of a peppery taste, just like the flower itself does. You may want to chop these up in some instances. You may want to leave them whole. In all cases, if you're not familiar with eating these, one of the things you need to do is try one and see how you react to it, both the stem, or the leaf, and the flower, because some people will have reactions to these things just the way some people have reactions to strawberries or milk or other things. And you want to try one, let a little time pass before you try something different, and then move on. Now, there are lots of ways that you can use them. Most of the time we use them in salads and this type of thing, but I wanted to show you an example of some place you could use it either in a main dish or as a dessert. Now, I've got this one prepared as a main dish with the viola leaves on the inside and the viola flowers on the top. You could chop these up a little bit or leave them whole, as I've done here. This would be really nice with a jelly filling, for instance, for a dessert. I also have an example of it used in a potato salad. Now, this would be somewhere where you could do some of the flowers that were a little bit beyond their prime as far as beauty, but were still not too far open either. They were scarred from some way during growing. Remember that the flowers are very delicate, so these are going to be something that you're going to add just before you serve. The potato salad can be made up ahead. If you want to marinate it, you just don't put the flowers in until the last minute. Next one I have over here is a carrot salad, very similar to the kinds of carrot salads that we have with raisins added to them a lot of time. This one's got a honey dressing on it, and again, we have some of the viola leaves around the outside, and then some of the violas and the flowers in the middle there. So that looks very, very pretty. Now, what I want to do for you here is very, very simple, and you can use any of your own recipes for any of these, whatever your own potato salad or carrot salad recipe is. What I've got for you here is some of the red leaf lettuce from the garden. Red leaf lettuce is back in vogue. For a while, everybody wanted green, and red has become more popular again as we see some of the different colors. Now, remember that red doesn't taste any different than the green, and I'm going to leave a couple of the leaves here whole since this is going to be an arranged type of salad. We want to show off the flowers. I've got a few more of the leaves here. Now, also, I've got some of the nasturtium leaves. We're going to sprinkle those on as well. Remember, these will have a bit of a peppery taste. Some green grapes. We'll put those on, and again, use whatever you're interested in. I would kind of advise you against using some of the stronger flavored vegetables when you're using these, because the onions, for instance, and garlic will have their own taste. We'll arrange a few flowers on here so that it'll look pretty. If you've got different colors, the different colors, for instance, a yellow one would look real pretty on here. Remember to remove the stems, and if you had some of the violas, you could put those on as well. And then simply a vinegar and oil dressing. You don't want anything very strong, because remember, you want to get some of the flavor itself. The violas tend to have a more peppery taste, so we use those in more fruity things a lot of times, or things that will be a little bit sweet. I hope you'll try some of these and enjoy your flowers in the kitchen as well as in the garden.